Hey everyone, it's March favorites time and I'm so excited because these are my favorite videos to watch. Uh-oh, what happened? Something fell. Sweet way to start the vid. Anyways, today I'm gonna go over everything I've been in love with for the month of March. I'm not gonna go over my tried and true everyday ride or die staple items, because if I did that every favorites video, 50% of it would just be the same. So I'm gonna stick with products that haven't gotten a lot of love on my channel yet. If you're new here, I'm Kate. I have a full-time corporate job and I'm in my 30s, so I'm super busy and every makeup look I do has to be minimal, fast, and easy, and every product has to really pass the lazy test. So I'd love if you'd subscribe and let's get started. All right, I'm gonna breeze through some skincare tools and miscellaneous items. The Necessaire body serum has really crept up on me. At first I tried this and I was like, yeah, I don't know if I need a body serum. But what's amazing about this is that you can use it on your face too. It's 5.1 fluid ounces, which is so much larger than a typical hyaluronic acid serum you'd get for your face. So the fact that I can use this on my body and face is just incredible. It's fragrance free, it has hyaluronic acid and I think like niacinamide and a bunch of other really great ingredients. And it really has stepped up my body care routine because I'm very lazy when it comes to body care. I think this has a very gentle exfoliant in it, so I can't use this on my face when I'm also combining it with like a retinoid or with other acids. But otherwise, I love using it on my face. I love using it all over the body, especially the chest, where, you know, I can sleep curled in at night and get some deeper wrinkles. I think that this is helping to kind of plump those up a little bit. So love that. Something you may have seen on Instagram is these Dew eye patches. They're called the Forever Eye Mask, and they're these little silicone eye patches. There's like the sticky side here and then the dew side here. And what you're supposed to do is you put a dot of serum under your eyes and then you put the silicone patch on. And what it does is basically act like your, typical one-use eye masks, but this is reusable. I also know that silicone is great at locking hydration into the skin. I have a silicone scar gel cream I have for my hip surgery scars. They recommend silicone patches for wrinkles. So I thought that that would be a great idea. And at first I hated these. I didn't notice anything different after I used them. I felt like the shape couldn't get to my problem area. My problem area is this wrinkle right here, which is really deep and really close to my lash line. So because this is a little thick, getting it that close to my lash line is a little difficult, but I gave it another shot and I love them. What I like to do is I pair it with this Versed, the Fix Emergency Eye Mask with caffeine and cucumber juice. And this has, first of all, it's huge for an eye product and it's very affordable. It has such a sticky consistency that it's perfect with this eye mask. These will never fall off. They stick right on. I think these two together are just absolutely fantastic. And when I left this on for 30 minutes together, I noticed plumping of this deep wrinkle that I haven't seen in like a year. I've really been struggling with hydration under my eyes no matter what skincare I use. So I have to say I'm gonna keep testing this out, but these two together became an instant favorite. Like I said, I've been struggling with hydration ever since I moved to the Bay Area 6 or so months ago. My skin is just completely different and I'm also aging. So I got this Tatcha Luminous Dewy Mist that everyone's been talking about for years, and I finally understand why. I use this usually around like 1 or 2 p.m. when my sunscreen and my makeup starts feeling incredibly dry on my skin. I'll just keep it at my desk and mist it over my face, and I feel like it helps me not get quite so dry under my eyes, and it's really beautiful. I don't notice any irritation. If you have oily skin, I would avoid this because it makes you look a bit oily. I'm super impressed. I get the hype, and this is just a little mini size, but I will definitely be buying a full size. Next up, this is the Go-To Skin Removalist Mask. You can see I am almost out. I have used so much of it in 3 months that I've had it. And this portion of the video is sponsored by Go-To Skincare. I would have included this in the favorites video regardless, but I never would have discovered this product if they hadn't reached out about sponsored content. I have a whole review of this on my Instagram, but this is really fantastic. Basically what this is it combines two things. It combines a clay mask that clears out the pores, and it also combines a sort of moisturizing, skin soothing mask. And that's what I need. I cannot do a clay mask that is like irritating or super drying or super intense, because my skin is incredibly sensitive and it's also dry and it's also acne prone. So a lot of good stuff going on there for me. But this has been so amazing. I've noticed that it sort of makes me, helps the redness subside while I'm using the mask. So there are definite immediate benefits to the mask, and you can go on my Instagram to see before and after pictures. But yeah, been really loving this. This is a great one. I'm almost done. I'm just going to buy another. Next up, a product I'm blown away by, the Dr. Dennis Gross new all physical lightweight wrinkle defense broad spectrum sunscreen SPF 30. This shit's amazing. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I'm going to do a review of this soon. I'm going to do like a dedicated review, and this is the mineral sunscreen I've been wanting. I'll just show you. It's got that milky consistency that everybody loves, and it's, I think, 16% zinc. I don't know if it says it. Yeah, 16% zinc oxide, and it just has this gorgeous, gorgeous, lightweight, creamy, milky texture, and it absolutely blends into the skin so fast. Feels like nothing on the skin. It actually makes me want to wear sunscreen. It's not oily, it's not dewy, it's not matte. It just feels like beautiful skin. I've seen a lot of people with dark skin try this and give it the thumbs up. I've also seen a couple people with dark skin say that it left a tiny bit of a white cast on them. So just a heads up on that, but there are a lot of influencers who have reviewed this. So if you go to the Dr. Dennis Gross Instagram page, they have a lot of demos on people with different skin tones. But yeah, I'll do a dedicated review soon. For tools, I can't stop using the Wander Beauty, just like beauty cushion. It's crazy, crazy good. It's the best one I've ever used. I don't know what makes this so good. I don't know like why this is different from a regular beauty blender versus a whatever, but it's just the best. It's like so skin-like, and it makes even concealers I hate turn into concealers I like. So been loving that. And then next, something you haven't seen on my channel, I don't think, is this Eco Tools. I think it's their sheer bronze blush. And I got this because I had so many powder blushes I felt were just a little overly pigmented, and it makes it really difficult to work with them. So I got this in hopes that if I just tap it into those blushes and sort of like stipple it and brush it on my face, that it would help solve that problem, and it does. Before we move on to makeup, I wanted to tell my YouTube channel about something I've been doing on my Instagram, and it's my fragrance journey. I have been documenting purchasing about 60 or 70 fragrance samples online and finding my signature scents. These are all of my signature scents. I have so many fragrance fails in my drawer, and I review every single scent that I purchased. And I didn't want to spend too much time talking about every scent, but I wanted to tell you about the websites where I got these samples from. My favorite is scentsplit.com, and I'll leave everything in the description box below, so definitely be sure to check on that. Scentsplit.com, also fragrancesline.com, and then lastly, the DS and Durga website offers samples of all their fragrances. DS and Durga has become my favorite fragrance house. 3 of their scents have become all-time favorite signature scents for me, and that's because they offered samples. If you're interested in seeing my full fragrance journey, you can go to my Instagram at State of Kate and click on the highlight called Fragrances, and you'll see me review nearly every single fragrance that I've tried, and I go over the winners, the runner-ups, and the fails. So definitely check those out to see which ones are my favorites. And if you want a dedicated fragrance video, let me know. Just wasn't sure if that was anyone's vibe. All right, let's get into makeup because I know that's what you're all here for. I know that I've talked about this so many times on my channel, but I just felt like such an urge to really push forward how good this is. It's the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Invisible Cover Foundation. I don't know if that's the same as their Ultra HD like standard foundation, but this one says Invisible Cover. This is in the shade R230. I'm wearing it on my face right now, and every time I wear this foundation, whether it's in person, on Instagram, or YouTube, someone comments and is like, what is on your skin? And it's always this foundation. I never really get compliments when I wear other base products, and it's kind of making me want to get rid of every base product I have. I'm talking Lancome Tinty Doll, Say Slip Cover, Merit Complexion Stick. The only two base products I really even want to reach for on a regular basis are this and the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Tinted Gel Cover. I really don't need anything else. Those are the only two that really make my skin look that good. I'll be brief because I've talked about it a lot, but this is the only concealer I've been reaching for lately. It's the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in Light Peach. I'm wearing it today as well, and I have pretty dark purplish under eye circles, and the peach in this is just the perfect match for me. Obviously, it's e.l.f., so the price is incredible, but it also has this amazing ability to be a full coverage concealer that is hydrating without being overly dewy. I've been finding recently, like, the whole theme of this video is going to be airbrushed products, because I realized that all of my overly dewy base products and concealers don't actually make the skin look very good. Like, I feel like an overly dewy concealer or foundation actually can highlight texture on your face, whereas this is just dewy enough so that it's hydrating on my skin and it kind of looks beautiful over my fine lines and wrinkles, but it's not wet looking. And it's super blendable, but it's still thick enough that it keeps that coverage. I just feel like it's the perfect concealer. Again, this is a holy grail for me, as well as the Fit Glow concealer in C2.5. And it's like, I could just have that foundation and the two concealers and be happy for life, and I don't need anything else. So just wanted to mention that. Continuing the theme of airbrushed products, I have just fallen madly in love for the MAC Glow Play Blush in Blush Please. You guys know that the Glow Play Blush in Heat Index is my favorite bright blush, basically of all time, but I wanted to get my hands on some more, wearable neutral shades, and this is exactly everything that I wanted. I thought that it might be too like mauve when I first saw it, but it's this beautiful kind of like neutrally mauvey, soft, bronzy shade, and I just think it's perfect. The texture of this is a cream to powder. It's basically, it's that classic like Maybelline bouncy blush texture. And what that does with that kind of like cream powder hybrid is that the powder makes it so it's airbrushed when you put it on and it's long lasting. But the cream in it means that there's an emollience that makes it look like skin and not like powder. I just think this is the best blush formula on the market, and it's everything I need and more. By the way, I did also buy the Glow Play blush in Rosie Does It, and I've only worn it once, so I just didn't want to include it in a favorites video without feeling super, super confident. It's beautiful, and I'll swatch it for you right now. It's definitely a different color than I usually go for, but that's why it's so beautiful for spring. It looks so bright on the cheeks. Fuck it, it's a favorite. Let's say it. I love it. Another cream powder hybrid, the Bare Minerals Bounce and Blur Blush in Blurred Buff. If you've been on my journey to find a dupe for the Hourglass at Night blush, spoiler alert, this is it. This is almost exactly the same color on my hand. I'm stunned because this looks so peachy bronze, whereas At Night has that red shift, but they really are the same color on the skin. Again, it's that cream powder hybrid, so you just get the most beautiful airbrushed look on your face as if you have just naturally flawless skin. And that's what Blurred Buff looks like. Definitely pulls more yellowy peachy than Blush Please from MAC. And it's beautiful. All of these formulas have this shimmer running through them that you cannot detect on the skin, but it just adds this like natural radiance that just airbrushes the face. I don't even really want to reach for cream blush or liquid blush formulas anymore now that I've discovered like the beauty of a cream powder hybrid. I just want to look airbrushed all the time, And the last blush that I have is the new Bare Minerals Blonzer in the shade Kiss of Rose, which is their deepest shade. And this is on my cheeks right now, and it was an instant win. Much more pigmented than the other blush shades because it's not that cream powder hybrid. To me, this is a powder formula. It's not like a powder with a lot of kickback. It doesn't feel like it's like super powdery. It does feel Like there's a little bit of an emollients to it, but it's not a cream powder hybrid. So it is much more pigmented and it's their deepest shade. And it's very much a terracotta copper with, you know, gold shimmer. And I hope you can see it on my cheeks today. I tried not to overdo it on the blush because I'm heavy-handed. But I think it's just this beautiful bronze red hybrid. This is actually what I wanted Hourglass at Night to be, because Hourglass had that like red shift or that red brick running through it, but Hourglass ended up being a lot more bronze than I was expecting. This is that kind of like copper shimmer shade that I wanted, and it's probably my number one pick for this month. I love it. I understand what Bare Minerals was going for when they call it a bronzer, but when I look at the other shades, the lightest shade is like a light pink, which is not a bronze shade for fair skin, and their medium shade is like a peach. So this is the only one that seems to me like it's a cross between a bronzer and a blush. So I don't really understand the whole like marketing around the bronzer, but for this one I do, and I think that that's accurate. I just kind of feel like if this is the deepest shade and this is the one that looks best on me, I don't really know how it's going to work on someone with medium to dark skin. So I would like to see Bare Minerals expand the range to really include shades that were a bronzer and blush hybrid for all skin tones, because the shades that are lighter than this just didn't make sense to me at all. But this is incredible. And regardless of the marketing for the product, I think that this is beautiful. Don't worry, my dupes video is coming up soon, and I have some really good ones. I was trying to find a dupe for the Nude Sticks highlighter in Bubbly Bebe, and I found Coco Kind My Light My Tac Rose Skin Nourishing Highlighter. I don't know what that means, but it's a highlighter in a stick, and it looks like this. It's that beautiful sort of like gold tan shimmer I love so much. And at first I was like, wow, that's going to be way too gold for my skin tone. It's not going to work. It's kind of like messy. I don't know. It's a $12 product. Can it really be that good? Yes, it's that good. I think it's incredible. I love this kind of like chubby stick formula. It's not as glossy as Nude Sticks, and I actually like that for the purpose of masks. And I just find that on the skin, even though it looks so dark on me, when it's actually on my face, it's perfect. It's very reflective without being shimmery or glittery, and you get a ton of product and it's only $12. I'm really, really impressed. Lastly, for highlighters, we have the Phytosurgence Spectral Shine Balm in Fresh Fog. I just filmed a brand overview for Phytosurgence, reviewing all of their products, so I won't talk about it too much, but this is their lightest shade, and it's a hard, dry cream to powder formula. Are you sensing a theme here? When you touch it, you feel it, and you're like, there's nothing coming on, like on my finger. I don't even feel anything, but there is. It's a really interesting texture. I've never tried anything like it before on the skin, and it's just this beautiful, reflective, bright white highlighter that is just airbrushed and stunning on the face. It gives you that sort of like makeup artist skin where, I don't know if anyone's ever had their makeup done by a makeup artist, but you just get the skin that looks like skin you can't get on your own when you're doing your makeup. And it's, again, that cream to powder thing just gives you this airbrushed quality. I'm currently wearing the shade Mirrored Moonlight on my skin right now, and you see it looks very intimidatingly gold. Actually, it's just beautiful. I really hope you can see in the camera that my skin, it looks reflective, but there's also this like diffusing airbrushed quality to it, and it just feels like skin. It's not like a tacky, glossy, wet, dewy highlighter like we're so accustomed to. Let me swatch it on my hand next to Fresh Fog. And it's interesting because you look at it on your hand and you're like, huh, like, yeah, it looks okay. Like, you know, it looks nice. It looks like glossy and beautiful. But like doesn't look like anything particularly unique. But on the face, I mean, my God, they just nailed it. Nailed it. I'm saying it now. They are my best new brand. period. Let's get into some eyeshadows. The first one is what I'm wearing on my lids today. This is a really weird random find. This is the Clarins eyeshadow in Peach Girl. I don't know if you can see on my eyes, but that shit is reflective. The sparkle is real. I was trying to find a dupe of the Hourglass Scattered Lights in Ray, and someone mentioned this to me, and while I do not think it's a dupe for that, I'm very glad that I purchased this because this is unlike anything I have in my collection. It is this very, very pigmented, like bright rose gold peach shade. And it's got silver glitter on top. The difference with Hourglass is Hourglass has a little bit more of like a sheer peachy bronzy base, and this is much more reflective and much more rose gold, and I think a lot of people are going to prefer this. I mean, look at that. It's crazy. It's beautiful. I just use my fingers and then I blend it up into the crease, and it is just crazy stunning. I mean, who would have thought this like random Clarins single eyeshadow they only have like 3 colors of would be such a favorite, but I've been reaching for this constantly. Another one I was hoping would be a dupe for Hourglass Ray, and it isn't, but is really beautiful, is the Chanel eyeshadow in New Moon. Specifically, I think it's called their Illusion d'Ombre, and it's New Moon. I know Amanda Z loves this, and look at that, oh my God. It's much more of like a true pink with some multicolored shimmer, and the texture is very, very soft. The glitter is much more fine than the Clarins shadow. It's much more sheer and has more scattered glitter, just like the Hourglass ones. But it's just a different shade than any of the ones that Hourglass has. What you can't see on camera about Chanel New Moon is that on top of this kind of light pink beige base, you get gold and then violet and blue glitter in there. You have to look really closely, but you just see this like flash of violet that is so beautiful. So while this is not a dupe for Hourglass Ray, it is unique in its shade to my collection, and I understand why it gets the hype it does. Next up is another product that was supposed to be a dupe. This is the MAC Extra Dimension eyeshadow in Sweet Heat, which is this beautiful champagne peach. And it looks like that on my hand. Less glittery and shimmery than the others. It actually looks much more like a slight satin, slight metallic on the eyes. Definitely no visible glitter. I was hoping it would be a little more reflective like this, but it's absolutely beautiful. It's basically on me the same shade as Kosas's liquid eyeshadow in Globe, which I was trying to dupe. And while it's not a dupe because it doesn't have that glitter and that same like metallic reflective quality, it's a perfect everyday one and done eyeshadow before work. It is so stunning. The formula is incredibly soft and easy to blend. It's also a sheer formula, so I can just wipe it on and go, but you can also build it up to pretty good intensity. So I really like sheer eyeshadow. MAC is still cool, and that's why I have 2 more MAC eyeshadows to talk about. This is the Extra Dimension eyeshadow in Amorous Alloy, and when I want a sexy, smoky eye, this is what I'm going for. Again, this I purchased for my dupes video, and it is a perfect dupe of the Kosas liquid eyeshadow in Element. It's got that bronzy, brown, chestnut, burgundy undertone that comes through. It's just like brown with red. And that's what I loved about Kosas Element, but I didn't like the formula, and it was a little messy and a little tricky to work with, but this is perfect. It's also got that kind of satin finish to it where it looks, you know, slightly reflective, but not glittery. It just is gorgeous. This formula is incredible. I definitely want to pick up more of the Extra Dimension eyeshadows. MAC still got it, and I went retro and I even repurchased the MAC Classic Eyeshadow in Shroom. It's what I have on my inner corners today. This was my go-to throughout high school and college and a little bit beyond. I had this for years and I had finally used it up, and I never repurchased this, but I've really been missing this in my collection. I realized I haven't worn inner corner highlight in such a long time because I didn't have any single eyeshadows that worked. I just don't reach for eyeshadow palettes. I have a bunch of palettes with like light shimmery shades, but I'm just not going to pull out a palette to just pop on an inner corner highlight. I'm such a single eyeshadow girl, so I bought this and I'm so glad I did. It's just this bright white with a little bit of a pink shift, and I'll see if I can get that to come through on my hand. It's not a metallic by any means. It's really just so much more of a satin. You can see it's just kind of like the Phytosurgeon's highlighters, where it just looks kind of airbrushed, and it's my favorite inner corner highlighter. Lastly, for eyeshadows, the Danessa Myricks Color Fix in Celebration has been blowing my mind. It looks like this. It's described as a metallic chestnut, and I think that that's mostly accurate, although I will say that it pulls, there's like a silver shift to it. The metallic pigment is silver, so even though it's a warm chestnut brown base, it kind of pulls a little cool tone. That silver metallic finish just kind of makes it so much more dimensional, and I think it's beautiful. I used it in a video recently, so you can, watch a few videos back, and I apply it on camera. It's a beautiful, beautiful smoky eye, and my boyfriend compliments me every time I wear this, so that's when I know it's good. This is not a new product to my channel, but it is a new shade. What I've been wearing throughout the video is the Fit Glow Lip Serum in Koi, and it wore off, so I'm just gonna reapply it for you. It is a creamy peach, and it's beautiful. It's just so perfect. It's not too opaque. It's just the perfect peach. I was worried it would be too bright, too orange, or too light, but it's very, very sheer. It really just kind of looks like my natural lip color, and Koi honestly might be my new favorite, and I can't believe I waited this long to try it. It's perfect. You can see it's just a beautiful sheer color for spring and summer. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. By the way, I do have a Fit Glow discount if you're interested. I think the code is Kate20, but just to be safe, check the description box and you can get 20% off your Fit Glow order. Another favorite is the Fit Glow Lip Serum in Full, F-U-L, from their beautiful collection. This is, you know what? Fuck it, I'll put it on my lips. This is a near exact color dupe for the Rare Beauty Glossy Balm in Nearly Neutral. This is the same thing, but it's more pigmented. So if you didn't like that gloss because it was so sheer, check these out. It's that perfect neutral brown. Now that's a very sheer amount applied. This is quite opaque, and you can build it up to a beautiful, more bold, chocolatey shade, but I have just fallen in love with this ever since I swatched it on my hand in comparison to the Rare Beauty one, and I realized this is my favorite formula, and I didn't realize how good this color was. I've been loving this throughout all of winter, not just March. My last lip favorite is no surprise. It's the In Beauty Lip Glaze in Berry Jam. Oh my god. Damn it, that's good. It's oh, it makes me mad. It's so delicious. It's like warm berry jam that's turned into a candy. Oh god, that's good. Oh, it's good. These are so fun. I just did a dedicated video swatching every single shade on my lips, but this one, oh my god. This cushiony, look at this applicator. Look at that big boy. Oh my god. So comfortable, so addictive. Go watch the In Beauty Lip Glaze video if you want to know more about the formula and every single color and shade. But what I will say, these are affordable. They come in so many different fun scents and sheer shades. The formula is incredible. Absolute favorite. It's amazing. Let me know if you've tried any of these products and what your favorites were. Don't worry, my one and done eyeshadow video is coming. I'm just waiting on my package from Violette FR's new brand. I bought 2 of her eyeshadows, her lipstick, and the highlighter, and I'm just waiting to see if I can include that in both my dupes video and my one and done eyeshadow video, and once I've tested those, I can get that video up for you. So please subscribe so you don't miss out on that, and I'll see you next time.